Hey, what's up, guys? It's Renaldo here. So, breaking news. Jacob Zuma has been ordered by a court to pay back 28.9 million rand. Now, before we get into this video, please be sure to subscribe. Most of you that watch my content aren't subscribed. We are very close to 200,000 subscribers, so it'll be greatly appreciated. You can click the subscribe button below. All right. So the court came out and in essence said that Jacob Zuma is responsible for the state funds that he used, which is taxpayers' money, and now he has to pay back the 28.9 million rand that they've worked out the amount is that he needs to pay back, and that is how much he used over the many years to defend himself in court. Now, there's also a little bit of an extra aspect here, and that is that he has to pay interest on that money. So there's going to be an extra couple of million that he has to pay. And now what happens if he just suddenly claims that he can't afford it? Well, the judge thought of that. All right, so he ordered Zuma to pay the state attorney the sum of 28.9 million rand, so in essence 29 million, in respect of monies advanced for his legal fees and associated expenses, and granted the DA's application for specific amounts of interest to be paid on this sum. Sure. Interest on 28.9 million rand. That's a lot of interest. In the event that Zuma fails to satisfy the judgment debt in this matter within 60 days of the date of this court's order, the state attorney is directed to have a writ of execution issued by the registrar of this court for the attachment and sale in execution of immovable and or movable and or incorporeal property of Zuma. That is massive. That is Nkandla, that is all the luxury cars, that is a lot of things that Jacob Zuma does not want taken away from him. But here's the big one. To satisfy the judgment debt, including his presidential pension benefit, right there, or portion thereof, if required and subject to an order of court authorizing that such attachment order be issued after satisfying itself that it is just and equitable that the order be issued and that the amount is appropriate, Miller's ruling stated. So that is quite a massive blow for Jacob Zuma. I wonder who he is going to approach in order to get that money. Maybe make a phone call to Dubai for the brothers. The Indian family that has supported him throughout because he's made them very, very wealthy. I'm talking, of course, about the Guptas. Maybe he makes a quick phone call and they'll transfer the funds. But in essence, here we are. Finally, some justice for Jacob Zuma. We know that he had a short little stint in jail for not adhering to a constitutional court finding. But then he got off because he was sick. Now, what makes this judgment very, very important is the fact that Zuma's movable and immovable assets can be attached, which means cars, Nkandla, remember, he told us how to pronounce it, Nkandla, so that can go, and of course his pension, which is a massive thing because they were arguing that how is he supposed to live, and the judge initially did show a kind of concern for how Zuma was going to live. But now we know, Zuma needs to pay back the money at all costs. His pension's on the line, his movable and immovable assets are on the line. So this is a great victory for South Africa. This is something that for many years through Zuma's Stalingrad approach to the courts are now finally coming back to bite him in the arse. Because remember, it's been almost a decade since he had to go to court for the first time on the arms deal charges. And all of the court proceedings that we are hearing about is just about the arms deal that took place in 1998-99. So that is literally 26 years ago. And he has delayed this process to the point where he uses every single legal avenue to cause havoc in the justice system. And finally, today, he found out, FAFO, because he now has to pay back 29 million rand plus interest. So, well over 30 million rand. No, I don't know where he's going to get the money. But remember, he also said that he can't afford to pay that. But now watch how suddenly he will be able to pay that. So, like I said, all of these delays by Jacob Zuma that has cost taxpayers literally 28.9 million rand is now going to be recouped. And this is just for the arms deal case in 98, 99. I don't even think that he'll be alive to be held accountable for state capture. You know, the Zondo Commission and the findings, literally selling out this entire country to one Indian family that still is living as free as they can over in Dubai. So ultimately, thank you for once again restoring my faith in the justice system. This will now be the second verdict after Julius Malema's verdict that kind of makes me go, you know, they really aren't untouchables, it seems, where for many, many years in the judicial system, these people just got off scot-free because they were in politics or they held senior positions. But now that is over and done with. So congratulations to the judge. Congratulations to the people that took this to court. I believe the Democratic Alliance was also part of that. And we have to give credit where credit is due. Well done for holding the former president to account. And ultimately now, justice has prevailed. It's going to be interesting to see how all of this plays out. But today is a good day. Wednesday, the 22nd of October, 2025, is the day that Jacob Zuma found out. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, share this video far and wide. Let's all celebrate by sharing it on WhatsApp and all your social media platforms. And if you enjoy my channel and you enjoy the content, then maybe consider becoming a member. It'll cost you R39.99 a month, and that is in support of me and this channel. And you can all do that by clicking the join button below. And that's all I got to say. Till later, cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say I went my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say I went my massacre. My massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say I went my massacre. My massacre.